Hey guys, welcome back to another Cajun toy review. Today we're going to be looking at the Creep from Creepshow by NECA. And this is a figure that I didn't even really know existed. I know about the Ultimate NECA figures because those are the ones I was kind of grabbing and collecting. And they do have a cloth line which has a lot different characters. Some unique horror characters are specifically only on that set, like Candyman, for example. And this is another one, the Creep, which is a rather interesting character. He is kind of like the Crypt Keeper, the narrator without being the narrator. He's the constant kind of in Creepshow. He's the guy you see all on the covers and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a freaking cool looking figure, and that's what matters. And I found this guy actually at my local bookstore of all places and stuff like that. Not where you would normally expect to find figures and stuff like that. And I got him for much cheaper than you see him online. And this is just a cool looking package and everything and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really excited to have this guy in the collection. Almost don't even want to open him up because I like the packaging so much, but that's not what we do here. We don't collect plastic or boxes. We collect figures and talk about them. So that's what we will do. So yeah, like I said, looking at the package, we have the Creepshow logo on the front, and we have that kind of drawing of the creep on there. This is kind of more aligned with the newer updated TV series and not the movies, but still classic Creepshow, and tales of suspense and horror, strange, eerie, and terrifying. And it does kind of got that comic kind of pulp front in with the 10 cents on the front. On the top we have the Creepshow logo and choking hazard NECA 17 and up. On the side we have the Creepshow logo and a really crazy picture of the creep right there, looking beautiful. This repeats on this side. On the back, we have a crazy shot of the creep. Now this is from the opening, and man, if you have, I'm gonna put a link to that in the description of this episode, so you can go watch that opening. That thing is terrifying. If I saw that outside my window, if I looked outside and I saw that, especially animated like that was in that scene where it was kind of like a mix, it was like a puppet, but. Boy, if I saw that, I'd be gone. I'd be done. That thing was freaking terrifying. Whoa, look, it's terrifying right there. But yeah, a little bit of read up. Welcome to boils and ghouls, to the forever of that is gruesome and grotesque. I bid you welcome to Creepshow. So sit right down and prepare to enter my world, where creeping creatures and nefarious neighbors inhabit our nightmares, each with new stories, delights, and insidious intent. It won't stop until every hair is raising on end. So yeah, anyway, had a little read up on the bottom. Includes a skull, a lantern, a comic book, and interchangeable hand. So not much else to say. On the bottom we got the UFC, and there's my sticker from the bookstore. But yeah, let's open it up and check out our creep. So here we have our creep out of the box, and man, he is freaky looking. This guy looks awesome. A little bit delicate with the cloth costume, kind of careful handling that and stuff, but I can get really snagged or caught, especially pulling him out of that plastic package like that. But he looks nuts, like the detail on the skin, just with the kind of hood over there, and very posable for what he is. Pleasantly surprised with this figure overall so far. Definitely glad to have this in my collection. This is the kind of toy that my mom was afraid that I would get when I was a kid. And yeah, it's awesome. But if you are unfamiliar with Creepshow, Creepshow is based off of a film. It is a film that came out in November of 1982. It was written by the legendary Stephen King and directed by the legendary George A. Romero from, of course, like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, my favorite horror movie. But yeah, these two super powerhouses combined to make this, and it actually had Stephen King in one of the roles. And it's one of my favorite kind of horror films where it's a bunch of short stories put together, similar to like Trick or Treat and like the Twilight Zone and stuff like that, where it's just a whole bunch of little stories. I kind of like that kind of stuff. It was based off of and kind of inspired by the original Tales from the Crypt comics and stuff like that, and especially when you look at the Creepshow comics themselves, they look like straight up copies of the old Tales from the Crypt comics. But the Crypt is also kind of based off the Crypt Keeper, where he's kind of like the narrator, but kind of like the tie-in for all of the films. Now the Creep looks like this in the first film, but he changes dramatically over the sequels, and becomes animated and then live action to where he's like this weird dog catcher. And the less the better. The films are still entertaining, but the creep kind of gets strange. Now there is a reboot or a TV series that came out, which is all new stories and has the creep pretty much in his original form, and that is on Shudder and definitely worth watching. All of it's actually worth watching. The first Creepshow has one of the episodes called The Raft, which freaked me out when I was younger. I did not want to go in the water. It was like my jaws. So if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about our figure. Let's take him off of this pedestal, and we're just going to look at his accessories and the figure all together and give our thoughts on the creep. So looking at the accessories that come with our creep, he becomes with this really great lantern. This is kind of a great mold and stuff on here, and it's got this kind of a metallic finish over it. It's definitely looks like it's worn and used. Got this translucent yellow plastic in there. You can kind of see with the shape of outline where it would look like it would be a bulb or something inside of it. But really, really cool. You can actually see the different shades of metal in there. And just overall, really, really good. Looks worn. Some rivets are on there, just kind of where the plastic kind of seals, but it gives it a little bit of a charm. But yeah, this looks really good with him holding it up. I wish it had the ability to light up. Like some of the other stuff we've seen from NECA, like the jack-o'-lantern and some of the things like that. That would have been amazing on this, and they could have fit it in there pretty easily with one little battery on the bottom. But anyway, for what it is and the price of the figure, I'm not gonna complain much about it. But really cool accessory, and he has this extra hand. So this is opposite of the two kind of open fingered hands that we have, and this one is kind of a gripping hand, and this is basically designed to hold the lantern. And it's a very soft plastic. I was kind of like, all right, let me have to warm this up or heat this up, but this is a very, very soft plastic, so it pretty much almost organically grabs it. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, you see how the fingers move? It's very, very soft plastic. We also have this skull, and it's not a full skull. It's actually missing the bottom jaw. Is completely gone on there. But man, it looks really good. Really good paint on here with like kind of like the wash on there to kind of give it that dirty look. You can see the line where the skull. I forgot. I used to know what that was called. But the actual where the skull forms, you can see that line through the middle. Wash or whatever, that shadowing they got into the eye sockets and the nose just looks crazy. You can see all the teeth in there for the part of the jaw that's still remaining. Just looks fantastic. This looks really cool on the desk or something like that, or in someone's hand. Really, really great. The thing that's interesting about him, it does have a port on it where you can actually put this on something. So I don't know what this is maybe for. Sometimes we get an accessory that's like a tie into something else, but yeah, that's interesting that it has that. If somebody knows, put it in the comments, because I don't. I'm gonna try to figure it out and find out. I hadn't watched anybody else review this figure, so I don't know if they mentioned it or not. Maybe I'll look that up myself. But overall, this is a really cool piece. And then we have the comic. Now the comic, try to get a zoom on there. You can see the creep on the front. It does. You can almost read the writing on it. Strange, eerie, terrifying tales of suspense and horror. But yeah, you can see the creep on there. If you look on the back, man, they really detailed. You can actually see different issues on there. And then you can open this comic up, and it is a full comic in here with dialogue and words and stuff like that. I mean, look at that. That is just crazy detailed, and it's kind of on this like laminated kind of paper. But yeah, this is really cool. I would love to get a lot more of these kind of things, just different types of magazines and stuff like that. That'd be so awesome for figures and stuff like that. I'm sure you can get this online printed and stuff like that, but I think it's just a really cool and unique and fun item. So that is the accessories that come with our creep. And now let's take a look at our figure. Like I said, he looks crazy with that dirty robe he's kind of wearing. And you can see that white kind of matted hair hanging out, those nasty decaying hands, and that face just sticking out from the bottom of that hood. You know, looking like Celine Dion with no makeup on, just like, oh my god, look at that, it's nuts. And it's kind of got like a little poke hood kind of thing on there, and you can kind of pick it how you want. We can pull it back down. We can get a full image or shot of our creep's head. And it's got the white hair kind of coming off the top. But yeah, this looks nuts. And you can see the super detailed on, I'm not going to take the whole robe off, but you can see the rib cage and all those dried organs, nastiness going on in there. Of course, going into the arms. Yeah, that is... so much detail in there, and a lot of people, you really won't even have it displayed, because a lot of people are going to, like myself, is going to have the hood up with them kind of like looking very secretive and creepy. Yeah, I see what I did there. But there's so much going on, and then it also on the legs. You can see got some creepy pants on, but just rotted nastiness going on there, just decay. It's got some long old toes, which is good for standing. But yeah, just all this nasty, just decayed skin, this like putrid yellow with this wash all over it, just looks crazy. Got the toenails on there, the darkness on the ends, kind of foreshadowing and stuff like that. The pants he's wearing, it's got to be pants, but I don't know, just dry flesh. Because it's still got like muscle tone, and it's just so nastiness and all the way around. Just yeah, that's just crazy. Like I said, a lot of that you won't even see because you're gonna have him in this robe, which itself is nuts. It's stains on it. You know, got some coffee stain right there. I got, you know, Taco Supreme sauce right there. Look at that. It's just nuts. On the back, look at that. It's like roadkill has been run over. You got some lines on it. It's just so cool. You wouldn't see this really without like it being cloth. You know, of course, it's tattered on the end. Like I said, be careful when you're switching the hands. You don't get caught and you pull on a piece of it, because you'll pull the thread right out. There is a wire in the hood here, so you can kind of see me shaping it a bit. And you can kind of pull over like that. You know, and then you can really have your creep kind of. But yeah, this thing is awesome. I think this is one of my surprise favorite figures in a while, and definitely going to look great on the shelf up there with the building horror mass of figures that I'm collecting. This guy is really cool. Let's take a look at his articulation. So pull it down. Our creep can, oh, maybe even not. I can look up about that much. You can look down a bit. It's got some tilt. Full rotation in the head. There's full arm rotation. He does have, I think it's just a single joint elbow. I'm sure it's a NECA thing, but yeah, single jointed elbow with rotation at the elbow. There is a flex and rotation on the wrist, and you can switch the hand for that side on the left. It does have an ab crunch. Ab crunch about this far. Back is not gonna happen. I guess for that pants or whatever top of meat's right there is solid. There is rotation at the waist. Flex the creep. Let's see. You can almost do a full split. I'm gonna pop that leg out. Single jointed knee with that NECA knee, which bends about this much, and rotation at the knee. Ankle pivot, peg hole in the bottom of that nasty foot. It's got some big old feet, man. But it's nice because you can probably get him to do a crane kick if you want. Maybe not. Right, you can have him actually in the creep stance. So yeah, I think this is a great figure, guys. I think it's really cool. I'm not sure even when it came out. Like I said, I started collecting these through a little bit before October. I started kind of buying horror figures with, you know, the month of October for reviewing figures of that type in mind. And man, got kind of hooked on them, kind of loved them. I've always been a horror fan. So then I started kind of looking out for more of them, started checking out my local areas. I want to find one or two different things at one of these local bookstores. This is where I found the Creep, and I had to get them when I saw them. And because I actually was a fan of the movie, so even not. But yeah, this is a great figure. So what do you guys think? Leave in the comments stuff like that. Is this a figure you would pick up? Have you seen Creepshow? If you did, which one of the episodes is your favorite? Leave it in the comments. As always, check out our other content. If you like this video, leave a like, consider subscribing. Check out some of the other guys and stuff like that. If you've seen my video previously, we're talking about the figure trap. Check out his video and check out some of these other guys' content out there as well. Definitely lots of content creators out there making some really good stuff, guys. And I love being part of this community. So thank you so much. So as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself.